All right. Good evening, everybody. Today is day 19 of Math 133, and we are going to be talking about candy. We're going to be doing the candy project today. We are going to be using the data from here for chapter 9, 10, and 11 projects. Okay. Our chapter 9 project is going to be on Thursday. So we're going to use this data that we collect today on Thursday. Okay. Um, okay. So uh, if you have your candy, you want to go grab that. If you happen to have like a cookie sheet, that would be helpful so your uh, M&Ms don't roll onto the floor, because that would be bad, right? I mean, I guess 5 second rule applies. Although, like with so I got my cookie sheet here. It did come out of the dishwasher. This all just burnt on. Like every time I use this, like to me it looks fine, but when it's zoomed in, like blown up, it's bad. Um, but I got my hands washed, got my cookie sheet. If you don't have a cookie sheet, um maybe like a cutting board that has a lip around it. One of those ones where like it has a lip so that like when you're cutting like chicken or steak, like it doesn't get on your counter. Or just I mean a regular cutting board would be fine. I just you don't want it to roll on the floor. So I think it shouldn't be the 5 second rule. I think it should be the sticky or not sticky rule. That's what I think. Because like if you have an M&M and you drop it on the floor and it sits there for like a full 60 seconds, like it's fine, right? But if you have like a sucker that you're looking and that touches the floor for like a moment, like it's done. Like my my house, it's gonna be dog hair and dirt like instantaneously. So anyway. All right, so we're over here in Canvas, and there are uh, two parts to the project today. One is the info and pictures. The other one is the data and the graphs. So you're going to want to click on both of the, well, I'll drop them in the chat. So if you click on this one, it brings you here, and there's a link that you can click on that's going to take you to the Google document. So I'm going to drop this in the chat for you. So this one is for the info and pictures. And then if you come back over to Canvas, click on the data and graphs. There's a link for that. And you click on that link. Oops, that'll bring you here. So there is the link for the data and the graphs. Okay. Um, okay. So once you've gotten to those, remember we need to do file, make a copy, and it's not fall, it is spring 26.
Hey Joe,
And
the link didn't get sent to the chat.
oh, it didn't go to the chat. All right, 1 second, I'll send it to you again. Let me get this here, make a copy. All right. Let's see. Let's see. That and there's this. Yeah. All right. There we go. Now we're good. Sorry about that. Thank you, Gabby. Um, okay, so yeah, so file, make a copy, save it. So make sure you save it somewhere that you will remember it because as I said, we are going to be using this data for Thursday, and we're also going to be using it for our chapter 10 and chapter 11 project. So we're going to be returning to this data a couple times. Now, after tonight, you can eat your candy. Okay, you don't have to save it until chapter 11. We just need the numbers in your bag. Okay. So don't lose this document. So I'm gonna be working on both documents at the same time. So I'm gonna have both of them open. So I'm also going to do file, make a copy on my data and graphs. So let's do this and this and save it. Where did I put it? I didn't put it here. I put it in my drive. Yeah. So put it there, make a copy, and there we go. Okay. So, but I'm gonna, so I've got I've done file make a copy on both of them, but I'm going to start with the info and pictures one. Okay. So complete all parts of this project. You need a bag of M&Ms, and a bag of Skittles. Document the candies for your instructor. Do this for both. So we need to organize the candies on a flat surface by color. Take a photo of each bag of the candies along with the bag, and submit photos of candy. Use candy to submit. Yeah, so there we go. Um, we do. So if you didn't get a bag of candy and you need to use the simulator, that is okay. Okay. Um, all right. So I got peanut butter M&Ms because those are the best. So I bought 9 ounces. Okay. So if you did like 3 ounces, that's fine. If you got a huge giant bag, you're going to be counting for a while, but that's fine. Um, so we're just gonna sort them by color. Okay. 34 ounces. All right. Nice. Mike is all about it. Um, plain is the no. Oh, so what kinds do you guys like? I can support peanut, um, but 3.5 ounces, that'll work. Yeah, that should be fine. Um, but regular ones, okay. Peanut butter, there we go. Jordan is on my side. Nice. Peanut butter only, says Alex. Yeah. Cold brew. I haven't tried those ones, but I like that. Um, so yeah, we're just nice relaxing uh class today. We're just sorting candies. What did you do in your college level class? I sorted M&Ms. I don't like chocolate or Skittles. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I understand. Hopefully you can find someone who will enjoy your candy. Um, let's see. And there we go. Right. So, I got my candy all sorted. Uh, so dumped out my candy and sorted it all. I got this one blue one that's like a perfect sphere that keeps trying to roll away. I'm gonna have to bite into that one to see if it actually has peanut butter in it. I bet it's just, yeah. All right. Let me see if I can get all of these on my camera. Now, for you guys, you'll just take like a photo of your take a photo of your sorted candies, and then here's my bag. Oh, put it right there. There we go. That's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna do a screenshot because I got this fun little camera that allows me to see, my desktop. But you'll just take a picture on your phone, right? And then you can email it to yourself or copy it, however you want to do it. Um, so you could, you know, save it to a folder somewhere and then insert it. Okay. So for me though, once you've got that, we're gonna scroll down in the info and pictures, and we're gonna put our M&M picture right here, and there it is. Okay. Um, okay, so once you've got your M&M picture in there, I'm gonna keep working on M&Ms before I do Skittles because I also need to count them over in my data and over in my data and graphs. Okay. Um, I- So in my data and graphs, I need to do a count of how many orange I have, how many blue, how many green, each of the different colors, okay? So let me come back over to my candy and we'll count these up, okay? Said orange first, I think. Now I'm gonna show you two different ways to count a little more quickly. So I like to do fives. That seems the easiest. So once you got everything in fives, it's just 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, so that's my orange. This is blue for me. I've got, let's do this by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21. Green. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23. Nicholas only had 3 red. That's crazy. Okay. All right, let's do. All right. So I said I was going to show you two ways. So let's do for the yellow ones. So the other way you can do it is you can make rows and columns, right? And so if you do rows and columns, so you count how many rows you got. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. 4 times 5 is 20, 21, 22, 23. So 23 yellow. And then we need to do red. So if you do rows and columns, the key though is you need to make sure that you have everything straight. Okay, you can't have your rows and columns be crooked. Okay, so you can't do something like this because then you get mixed up with which row that one goes. Okay, or which column. I've got 1, 2, 3 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 times 7 is 21, 22, 23. Okay, so I got 23 yellow and I got a lot of 23s. 23 green, yellow, and red. I've got a very, Cindy, I've got a very flat distribution this time. And then brown. Brown is a unappetizing color for M&Ms. Should probably do, I don't know, something better, right? All right, I've got 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 4 is 20, 21, 22. All right, it's 22. Okay. And now I need the total. So you could type those in the calculator. I'm gonna be a little lazy and do it in Sheets. Um, so in Google Sheets, do a blank spreadsheet, and because I can just copy these numbers into my Google Sheet here. And if you highlight these numbers in the lower right hand corner, it will tell you the sum. Okay. So I have a sum, I have a total of 140. Okay. Now, if your number is less, that's okay. So someone said they had 105, 76. That's fine. You'll remember that for the central limit theorem to apply, we need to make sure that we have a sample size bigger than 30. Well, that's for means. We said for proportions, it needs to be n times p times q is greater than 10. So which one are we looking at? So let me ask a question. So if I was looking at my M&Ms and I asked, what percent of M&Ms are red? Are we looking at means or proportions? Are we looking at the central limit theorem for means or proportions? If I said, what percent of M&Ms are red? I would be looking at proportions. That's correct. Okay. So now if I was asking that question, what percent of M&Ms are red? That's going to be impossible to do because there's millions of M&Ms. There's probably billions or maybe trillions of M&Ms in the world, right? So you can't check every single M&M, can't open every single bag and count the red ones, okay? So instead, we have a sample, okay? And so our sample, n times p times q, has to be bigger than 10. So the sample size that we selected, mine is 140 M&Ms. We'll talk about on Thursday if that sample size is big enough. Now, don't worry if your sample size is not big enough. You're not gonna lose any points, okay? But we need to be making sure that we're uh, usually we need to make sure that our sample size is big enough. Like, let's say I wanted, instead of looking at Skittles, what if I said I wanted to know what percent of Americans have red hair? Well, I can't go and check every single person, okay? Um, so I would need to take a sample, right? And so how big of a sample do I need? We'll talk about the formula that you would need to figure that out, okay? You certainly couldn't do like a sample size of like, you can't do like a sample size of 30 people because in a group of 30 people, uh, you might have one person with red hair. You might have none, right? And so your sample size is not going to help you answer what percent of the US population has red hair, right? Now, we don't know the answer to that. We don't know the answer of how many people have red hair. We do kind of know the answer to what percent of M&Ms are red because M&Ms, the company that makes M&Ms, they produce them in equal quantities. So it should be that 1/6 or 16% of M&Ms are red. Okay. So anyway, um, we're kind of cheating the system here because we actually do know the answer. But that's going to help us as we do the project think about like what would happen if we didn't know the answer. What if we were looking at, redheads? Or what if we were looking at something more important, like I want to see how effective a COVID vaccine is. Oh, by the way, you can we can jump onto the Skittles now. I'm just going off on tangents always. But if I was looking at like what percent, if I wanted to look at like the effectiveness of a COVID vaccine, right? I can't, inject every single person in the population, right? Because, a lot of people didn't, even want the vaccine, right? So I'd have to take a sample, right? To get like FDA approval, I have to show that my vaccine is effective, okay? And so I need to get a sample of people and I will, give them the vaccine. And then I need to see what percent of them, the vaccine works and what percent of them actually get COVID, right? So if I wanted to do that, um, uh, my sample size needs to be big enough, right? Like if I'm looking at a 99% effectiveness, because that's what you want, right? 99% effective rate, then if you test that on like 1,000 people, you're only going to get like, 5 or 6 people that uh, ended up getting COVID, and that's not a big enough sample size. Okay. So anyway, so let's sort our Skittles. These purple Skittles look very close to the brown M&Ms. I don't know why you just don't do purple M&Ms. Brown, it seems I don't know, it's a boring color. What do we do with the M&Ms? Now that you have put the numbers in the table, you can eat them. Um, so I just put them back in the bag. I'll give them to my family. They'll tear into them. You can start eating them now if you want. Uh, so we just needed the numbers in the sample. Uh, we don't need them after we get the counts. All right, so same thing. I want to get my M&Ms all sorted. Sorry, Skittles all sorted. My Skittles all sorted here. And I got my bag. Let's do this. Let's put the bag there. There we go. That's good. Okay. Get my screenshot of that. I mean, you guys have the advantage that you can like zoom your camera back out. Um, my camera's all zoomed in, so cut off part of my bag here. Um, so I asked about the M&Ms and what kind you guys like. What kind of Skittles you guys like? If I hadn't forced you to get the red bag, would you gotten like the wild berry or the tropical ones? Sour Skittles? I think the sour Skittles are the same color. Next, I think that yeah, wild berry has different colors, so um all right. And so the next thing you'll do is we'll count all these out, okay? So actually I'm gonna pause right here. Um sour just tastes better. Uh the info and pictures, I only need these two pictures and I'm done. So once you've got a picture of your M&Ms and M's and a picture of your Skittles, we can actually submit this one. So we'll go to share, change my restriction to anyone with the link, copy the link, and then we'll come over here to the info and pictures and we'll submit that one. And we get our confetti. All right, trophy. And that part is done. It's just the two pictures and you're good to go. For the counts though, I'm gonna I'm gonna be a little lazy for the sake of time. You guys don't want to sit here and watch me count those, so I'm gonna go grab this morning's ones. I did use the same bag for both the morning and the evening class, so it's that one. I don't want that one. I want the one that is in here. This that one. All right. I apologize for cheating, but there's my numbers. So, uh, I got a ton of green. Green's okay. I don't like the yellow ones. The yellow ones are gross. I mean, they're not gross. I'll eat them, but yeah, they only gave me 42 purple, 42 orange. That's a ripoff. Most yellow. Orange ones are gross. Okay. What kind do you guys like? I have a total of 238. Red, yeah, red's a good one. Green and red's good. Elaine likes the yellow ones. Lauren likes the yellow ones. What? Oh, all right. The green ones used to be green apple for a while there, and then they went back to lime, and I was like, "Ah, lime tastes too much like lemon." All right, so last two things that we're going to do is we're going to create a bar chart of our M&Ms, and display each color with its value shown above the bar. So what we'll do is we're gonna have to type our data into StatCrunch, and then we're gonna do graph bar plot with summary. Okay. So let's grab our colors. So if you just highlight the colors and copy that, let's open up StatCrunch. And you need to sign in or register. And we'll hit the big orange button just to get a blank sheet. So if you copy that and you paste, you can paste the colors in here. You can't do it all at once, so you have to do the colors first and then the numbers. And then you should have everything in there. Or you can just type it in if you want. But we have color and we have number. And it said we needed to do graph, bar plot with summary. Graph, bar plot with summary. Categories are the colors, our counts are the numbers, and don't forget we need to select this checkbox value above the bar, and here is our bar graph. Let me grab a screenshot of that. And we'll put that into question number 3. Okay. There we go. So once again, what did I do? I took my table here and I copied my colors into StatCrunch. So I'll do it with this, I'll do it with my Skittles. I highlighted my colors. Hit right click and copy, or you can hit Control C and you come over here and paste those in there. It gives me a white space at the top. That's fine. It's not a big deal. And then I highlighted my numbers and copied that as well. And I hit Control V to paste those. You don't need to change the names of these. If you do change it to color and number, when you click graph with summary, it'll say color number, color number. So if you want to just leave it as var 5 and var 6 or var 4 or whatever you want, that's fine. Okay. So that's what I did for question number 3 to get the bar chart. Okay. For question 4, we need to do a pie chart that displays each color for the Skittles. We will do graph pie chart with summary. Graph pie chart with summary. Select your color column and your number column. And there's nothing you need to check there. Just hit compute. And there it is. It's terrible. I mean, I already complain about pie charts, but all my colors are wrong. It made the green blue and the purple is green and red is yellow. That's annoying. That's fine. Just we're just gonna put it in there for number 4. It's fine. Yeah, it's like there's an effect called the Stroop effect where if you have a color and the word of that color then they don't match. It's called the Stroop effect. But you know, I've said before, pie charts are good if you have 2 categories, maybe 3. We have 5 categories here and their colors and they're not matching, so this is terrible. But anyway, so yeah, another complaint I have is if one of the reasons I don't like pie charts is it's hard to tell size comparisons. So like if I look at my blue-green wedge here and my red-yellow wedge here, it is hard to tell which one is bigger with my eyeballs. I can look at the numbers, but that's cheating. The whole point of this is I can look at these and tell. If I had done this as a as a bar chart, if I had done the Skittles as a bar chart, that would have been better. Even without the numbers, I can clearly see that I have more green than red, right? I can see that this bar is slightly bigger than this bar. But my wedges, this green and this red, they kind of look, I guess maybe you can see that, but yeah. Anyway, that's all that. That's all done. We don't need to go any further on that. I think we are set, so we just need to share this and submit it. Anyone with the link. copy the link, and we'll put it into our Canvas, and we will be done for the night. Submit and get our confetti. And now I get to eat my candy. So yeah, nice short class today. We'll use this data, so make sure you don't lose where you put this file. But if you have questions, stay on. Otherwise, I'm going to stop the recording, and I hope you enjoy your night and enjoy your candy.